Overlord. Action.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Doing my review for Overlord. It's the new action horror movie produced by J.J. Abrams and directed by somebody I don't really know. But I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. I was hoping this movie would go like a Nazi zombie route, but it didn't. I was hoping they'd be like drinking out perk machines, but they didn't. But this movie tells the simple story about a group that goes to France. It's World War II, and they're going to take out this church tower. But instead, they find out that there's some other shit going on, and the Germans are trying to create a 1,000-year Reich, or however Germans speak. But that's basically the story. There's not much story. It's just like, Nazi zombies. We've seen it before, video games. And I really wish they would have went down that route. That would have been awesome. All right, just buying guns off the wall. If you play Call of Duty, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's not the route they went. Now, the characters. This movie opens up like with like the 40s, like the classic like. It seems like everybody in the 40s and 50s had the same voice. I can't mimic it, but you know what I'm talking about. You hear those PAs. I feel like that's how everybody sounded like. Let's go out to the ball game today. It's a beautiful day outside, and they all talk like that. And that's what you hear at the beginning of this movie. And you get like the title opens up and it's like written in like 1940s font. It's like black and white real quick, and then it just sets that 40s tone. But then the rest of the movie doesn't really do anything else to make it feel 40s. Just the outfits. That's it. But I will give it that. That was awesome. And then we get this awesome long shot, like when the planes like getting shot at and they all fall out. It kind of reminds me of the Mission Impossible movie we just got this year, where you got like that long shot of him falling out of the plane, and it just stays with him all the way down into the water. And I'm amazed by the CGI of that scene, because I'm sure it was the CGI screen with all the you got all these bullets flying by in the background, planes exploding as he's falling down, just shit going on. There's a lot going on, so it's pretty tense. A lot of tension in this movie. There's a lot of tension in, like the second act, because there's really no. It's not really action packed. Like I was like, man, this isn't really much of a war movie. It's like a horror tension movie. So it's what it's trying to go for. But is there a lot of that? Not really. Not too much. It's kind of like has all those classic like little jump scares. And I will say that a lot of the jump scares in this movie, I was like, I saw that coming. I saw that coming. A guy blows up, and they're just like they're walking through the woods after they land, and they're just talking out loud as they're walking, like all spread out. It's like you guys should be not too close, but single file line, because you know there's gonna be mines somewhere. I mean, come on. I know you only had like 3 months of training before they deported your. I mean, not deported, like drafted your ass. But seriously, you should know better. Just dumb characters. And there's a character in this movie. His name's like Tidbit. He's like that cliche, like Boston or like Brooklyn accent guy who's just constantly rattling sentences out of his mouth. You're like, when's he gonna shut up? And he got so annoying before the second act kicked in. I was like, I want this guy to die. I need him to die, and he never did. So that pissed me off. But he does redeem himself. That like I was so mad at his character just for being annoying the whole movie. And then finally he does something redeeming. He redeems himself for being so annoying. Um, the whole reason for this 1,000-year Reich, the how's it work? It's blood. It's like I didn't really hear the explanation, but it's just like this blood serum, and they like stab you with it, and they inject it, and automatically it just makes you come back to life. You don't feel pain. You're much stronger. But it has different effects depending on who you are. Like some people just all bend and contort. Some people just look like they're just not smart. They're just all weird. And then the main bad guy, towards the second, at the end, by the end of the second act, almost towards the third act, you got this guy who they capture, and he escapes because they're fucking idiots. They just completely turn their back on him, and he just like, oh, I'm just gonna sneak on out. It's like, yeah, you guys are idiots. And then he takes the serum, and he's just perfectly fine. It works out perfect for him. Convenience right there. Major convenience. But I like that they didn't go too far in depth of how this blood serum worked. It's just kind of like, it's here, it works, deal with it. We're not going to give you scientific explanations. There was one guy who they captured, the main character who we're following, Boyce, that's his name. He captures this guy, he has like this tube connected to him, and it looks like they gave him the serum, but apparently they didn't. So I'm just wondering what the fuck was going on there. But I will say the second act was kind of slow. Like it's just like a lot of hiding in an attic and just kind of like observing. It's like how much observing are we gonna do before something happens? This movie's like 2 hours long too. So there's a lot of like moments in this movie too where I felt like things were picked from different movies. Like there's like a Saving Private Ryan moment, almost identical, where that one guy gets shot and they're like trying to like patch all his wounds and he's just constantly bleeding. He's like calling out to his mother. You get that moment in this movie. And like I said, just dumb characters, decisions. It's just like they send the photographer. They got this one guy in their group who's a photographer, and they send him upstairs to go capture the badass SS guy. Sure, he's tied up a little bit, but his legs aren't. And they just send that weak, stupid motherfucker up to go capture him. Oh, you go up there, I trust you. And that doesn't work out, so just bad decisions. Bad decisions. But yeah, you got like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre meat hook scene in this movie. And a Jaws moment where like there's a compressed air tank. They use that. I'm like, oh, that's a Jaws moment. Texas Chainsaw, Saving Private Ryan. I just kept noticing different movies in this movie. And now this movie does have a lot of foreign. I like that they explain how these characters know like a foreign language. I hate when like characters in movies where they're like in foreign countries and everyone just speaks perfect English. This movie they at least try with these two characters. That one guy who's English knows French and this French chick knows English. They at least like, oh, this is why I know French. Oh, this is why I know English. I'm like, oh, thank you. You're actually trying to explain shit instead of just being like, oh, I know this because it's convenient, you know? So I enjoy that. But what I don't enjoy is when the subtitles just come and go. Just come and go. Like, oh, we're going to give you subtitles here. We're not going to give you any subtitles here. It's like, really? Why? Aren't they saying something important that I should know? It sounds like it, and they don't give it to you. And I do know some German, that's why I'm wearing this shirt. It says Scheiße passiert. I mean, that means shit happens. It means shit happens. That's right. Popular English phrase. Was that started in Forrest Gump? I think it was. Maybe not. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, what I was trying to say before I lost myself. The subtitles were actually on par for the most part. You know, because I know German, and when they said shit, and I was reading the subtitles, I was like, yep, that's exactly what she said. Right on. Because I'm sick of movies that lie to you. They go, this is what they said. And I'm like, no, it's not. Don't fucking lie to me. I'm not like your average American moviegoer where you can just trick me into thinking that's what they said. No. You get other movies where it'd be like, der Hund schläft im Ofen. And it's like saying like, the dog is pretty. But really what I just said is the dog sleeps in the oven. Alright? I said something completely different, but in other movies they would just lie to you about the subtitles. And that pisses me off. Alright? Accurately translate what they're saying. Don't add words. Don't take away words. Just make it accurate. I know it's a weird nitpick, but I'm sick of it. Alright? Don't lie to me. Alright? You got one job, subtitle people. Fucking do it. But other than that, the third act of this movie is like, that's the final payoff. Like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. It's finally here. And it was okay. I mean, nothing too much we haven't seen before. It's basically like Batman versus Superman. At the end, you got these two powerful soldiers who take the serum, and they're just fighting each other real strong. It's nothing we haven't really seen before. It's just like they, you know, just if you replace it with like two superheroes, it's the same. Like it's like a Marvel movie at the end. Just two super badasses going at each other. So it's like it's that same shit placed in 1944. But it was fun to watch in the third act, so I will give it that. But other than that, yeah. I mean, this movie was fun, but it was kind of a disappointment. I really just, how awesome would it be if this movie was just like Nazi zombies Call of Duty style? If they made a movie version of that, we had like a German, a Russian, American, and Japanese guy all together teaming up against the Nazi zombies, that would be amazing. Just drinking perk machines and shit. Like I said at the beginning, that's what I really wanted. So I had a decent time. There were some couple comedic moments. For some reason, people in the audience were laughing at moments. I was like, that's not really that funny. But, I don't know. Just the way that the guy, after they were like testing the guy with the serum and he comes back, he's like, oh, I feel fine. Is it hot in here? And then people were laughing like, that's not really that funny. But whatever. This movie was okay, but is it really worth adding to your collection? Is it worth going out to the movies? I would say, you see a matinee, whatever. I haven't slept in a while, sorry. But when this movie comes out, don't buy it. This movie was mediocre. So, therefore, when it comes to Overlord, I would just say that you should just go rent this at Redbox. And those are my thoughts on Overlord. Have you seen this movie yet? What did you think about it? It came out Friday. I'm 2 days late, but I have a job. Sorry. But let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And always remember to hit that like button. And to subscribe by clicking on my beautiful cartoon face in 5 seconds to see more. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.